Hey, AfterBuzzers and Siesta Key fans. We are here to talk about episode 7, season 2. It's been a day, and that it has. These men need to stop flipping the script. I'm kind of sick of it. And apparently cheating is a new form of communication on the key. I cannot wait to break it all down, so don't go away right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I'm so excited, guys. Legitimately, this episode gave us so much to discuss, break down, and it also had me feeling very angry, very upset, and I'm really sick of these men flipping the frickin' script.
I know.
But before we get into that, I'm your host, Allie Nasta, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Kaylee Stump. What's going on?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, these guys are super making me very upset, and they're just, we have so much to talk about, and I can't handle it anymore.
I can't. Katie Wolski.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Yeah, but I feel like the girls are coming together, so
They are.
It is bringing the girls together.
It is nice to see
some
them.
girl power, and it's all on the same side for one.
And of course, like, the guys don't like it. It's like, oh man, when the girls are fighting, it's such a big deal. But then when they finally come together and realize that you're all a bunch of jerks, then you're upset. Questionable.
Yeah,
What's going on there? If you guys are in the live chat, hello. We love having you there and just want to shout you out. Make sure you let us know what you're thinking alongside us so we can bring you into the conversation.
Yes.
Let's just jump right up. Okay. Juliet and Alex. This whole situation has me perplexed, and I want to break it down because I feel like throughout the storyline, as they started talking about the story, more and more was revealed.
Yeah.
So let's just, these are the facts of what we assume to be
Lay
known.
it down.
Yeah.
Alex goes out on a night out. Why
Right.
wasn't he with Juliet? Assuming it's a boys' night. If it's a boys' night,
Cool.
why are you bringing home women? 1. 2, so he's out with his boys, brings home, we're assuming only 2 girls, which kind of is weird, because if there was 2 guys, 2 girls, because he only mentioned one other man, am I right? They didn't mention who else was there. Anyways,
Yeah.
so goes out on a
Wasn't
night
specific.
out, brings 2 girls home. 2 girls are in his bed with his shirts on and thongs. What should one assume?
Yeah, definitely giving them your shirts, not a good move.
And I love how Juliet only sees one girl, and then the next day Alex says, oh, there was another girl. She was in the bathroom. You missed her. What was the point of him saying that? Did he think that would make it seem like it was 2 friends that he was taking care of, and like he was swooping in to save them on a drunken night out, and he gave them his shirt and his bed?
But also, what's questionable about this is, okay, so at one point Juliet said that she flew back the covers and she saw the girl and then she saw Alex's face. So he said he slept in another bed. So that part of the story I didn't understand, but maybe it was just the way she explained it was a little confusing.
She said that he was standing in the room. He wasn't.
Okay.
He must have, like, I don't know,
Calmed down.
gone back to his room, and Juliet arrived at the same time, and the girls were still in there. Maybe he was trying to get them out before she got there.
This is just, I'm sorry.
It
but
doesn't add up.
Like, literally all of this is red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah.
Does not look good.
None of this looks
Especially
good.
with his track record.
Right, especially because he's cheated on her before.
Yeah.
We know he does this stuff. And also, he's notorious for... Juliet does, like, the one smallest thing and gets mad once. And then he uses that as an excuse to, like, retaliate and get back at her, which is not okay. That's not healthy. That's
Yeah.
not what a boyfriend should do. You know, even if she is having a moment of uncertainty in this relationship, he needs to be there freaking patting her back and rubbing, like, and being like, it's going to be okay. I'm here for you no matter what. And that's what really freaking frustrates me about Alex, is he's like, oh, I love you, but he doesn't stick around long enough to prove it to her.
No, he doesn't. And that's obviously, like, he's just probably infatuated with her. He's comfortable with her. Like, probably would throw the whole, his whole dynamic off because now she's friends, like, with the group. And I don't know.
They're never on the same team.
No.
Like, it's
Yeah.
always them against each other. It's always war in their relationship. And he tries to convince her that, he's the only one that knows her as well as she knows herself. And he's so manipulative to her.
Is.
Yeah.
And he flips the script every time. And before we get into that, I still want to just keep breaking it down. So he said that he brought them home too, but it's like, why would you, if you have a girlfriend that you're apparently really in love with, why would you ever, like, I don't know about you guys, but if you're in a good, healthy relationship or you have friends that are in good, healthy relationships, you know a good guy versus a bad guy. A good guy would be like, oh, wow, you're flirting with me? That's cool, but, like, not into it. Go, there's some guys over there pointing in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Alex seems to see, oh, girls want to hang out with us? Sure. Let me invite you over, which that doesn't make sense. And his friends, what's annoying also is they have a bad track record for pumping him up and being like, yeah, bro,
His
she's
behavior's
crazy.
cool. Like, him cheating's not a big deal. Like, but that's what bros do. Like, they play down, their actions, even when they are wrong, because that's their friend. So they're just going to choose their friend over kind of like what's right.
Yeah,
I feel
they
like.
perpetuate the situation and they act like he's the king of everything and he can do no wrong. And that's why he loves to be surrounded by them and loves them as friends. And they're just all about influence on him.
Yeah, and, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, can we talk about the fact, like, Juliet brought up a great point that, like, he put the girls in his bedroom, not on the couch, not on the floor,
In that huge
didn't call
mansion
them
of his.
all
Yes.
his money, didn't call them
Where
an
his
Uber. Oh,
parents
they would have had
live.
to Uber back to get their stuff or their
Yeah.
car. So what? I've done that multiple times.
Wait, before...
To Uber back to go
Right.
pick up your car where you've parked it. You
Exactly.
know?
But also, let's note that he has his own place with his friends, remember?
Oh.
So that's even worse because it's like not a big place where you have a lot of places to roam.
Right.
There's only one bedroom that's his. So it's like, where were you sleeping? Or we said Max's bedroom.
who's
Yeah,
Max's
but where was
roommate?
Max?
Yeah.
Was Max in the bed with
Right.
him? Were the girls just in his bed and then he took Max's bed? Because if Max wasn't there, I feel like the girls should have taken his bed.
The girl shouldn't have been there in the first place. And like Juliet made some very valid points. It's 4 a.m, go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have intentions, okay, so these are stranger girls apparently.
Yeah. Why
we
does
don't know
he feel
who they are.
responsible
Yeah,
for these
so-
random ladies?
So but my thing is like, if you are, as like in the girls in that situation are probably thinking like, oh, like this is fun. These guys are probably single. But in Alex's defense, you have no defense. Like you
Yeah.
took these girls home knowing fully well that if Juliet ever found out, she would get upset. So like you had no business taking them there in the first place.
Yeah.
There's no good intentions there. So my question is to you guys: do you think he cheated or do you think he didn't?
Absolutely he did, and he knows that he was in the wrong and he totally screwed up, and that's why he was so, this was the most emotional
He
and
cried. There was a
aggressive.
tear.
Yeah, there was a
Cried.
tear that we've ever seen him because he knows he
knows
messed
he's
up and
wrong.
he knows that he could truly lose Juliet after this situation.
I mean, I don't think she made him work nearly as hard as he should have, but she did like leave him sweating for about a week. But I still don't think that's long enough to
No.
like for
She's so
him
easy
to
on him.
redeem himself. But like I think that week did make him start to freak out.
Well, good. I feel like he finally needs to freak out a little bit because
Yeah.
this is what bothers me is I believe deflection is a huge part of cheating. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in this scenario before where I knew this girl. Like you as like you have that inkling to know that's the person that likes my boyfriend. You know it. And I know that Juliet has felt that about Kara, which that's going to happen in the season. You have a good instinct about people. And you shouldn't have to just explain why you don't want other people around, but you just have this idea. But what bothers me is Alex always deflects and pushes it on her. And like always is flipping the script, and it's because he's guilty, and that's why he gets so mad and aggressive, because he's guilty.
Yeah.
Cheaters, whenever you go out, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you go out and, like, your boyfriend's a cheater, they're always like, they assume that you're going to be flirting. They assume you're going to bring people home because that's what they do.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
feel like that's exactly what Alex is doing because whenever Juliet, like, gets defensive, he gets mad at her. And it's like, no, you were in the wrong. You most likely cheated.
Yeah.
I mean, and she even has the right to have her walls up, even with Kara, because of his past and how many times he
Right.
has cheated on her. Like this crazy, hot, rich ex who, apparently you've chased and never captured arrives. Like, I would be so threatened.
Yeah, and Juliet knows Alex's intentions because every time they fight, he's like, I can get, he brings Cara over, and then on this episode, we see him talk like, how many girls I can get with. Like, she knows that's the way his brain works.
Right.
So that's the way that she reacts, the way that she does to him.
For sure.
And it's like, if you love her so much, then you gotta grovel a little bit. What really, really ticked me off is that he said, I'm not gonna play cat dog. I was like, whoa, dude. Whoa. You're not gonna play cat dog? If you love this girl and you really didn't cheat on her, you better prove it to her 100 times over.
Didn't he say he would do anything for her?
Yeah, apparently after he's frustrated and doesn't get his way, then he's not
Exactly.
gonna play cat dog.
He's a boy.
Well, that's
He's
what
a boy.
says in front of his friends and in front of Polly, like as if he's like too good for Juliet
Right.
and too good for this drama and trying to chase after his girlfriend that he allegedly loves. That's how he acts in front of his boys, and then in front of Juliet, he does grovel and beg for forgiveness, and she's the only girl that he would ever want to be with in this whole entire world. So he just plays with whoever's around him.
He does. And I did appreciate, though, the one thing I appreciated that Alex said this episode was he admitted he's immature. He said, I'm immature. And I was like, okay, I can agree with
Thank
that.
God.
Yeah. And I love how he said, I needed this as a wake-up call.
Oh my God. He says that every time.
That is such...
If you need a wake up, okay, this is my thing too. If you need a wake up call to know you're in love with someone, you're not in love with that person.
No, you're not.
Or you don't belong together. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with either one of them.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't be together. It's not healthy at this point, and the trust has been broken.
And they're
it's
young.
They're so young, and like once the trust is broken, it's so hard to rebuild after that. Like there's just really little to come back to after
You do.
that.
I feel like you start to spiral.
Yeah, and then you're gonna every person you're gonna look at as like being a
Is he gonna hook up with her? Is he gonna hook up with her?
And it's been broken so many times.
Is he
There's
gonna
like
flirt
no
with her?
repairing it
Yeah.
anymore.
And I thought that I really was so proud of Juliet when he was like, you're getting influenced to leave me. And she was like, I'm not getting influenced to do anything. And I thought that what she said was exactly correct. I'm sure we've all been in those situations before where you still love that person, but you can't be with that person. Like those are two opposite things. And then something that I really hated, because a lot of the guys keep deflecting and flipping the script no matter which way it was.
Yep.
He said, I wouldn't want you to make a mistake that would ruin our relationship.
Thank God Juliet had her come back, like the mistake you made.
But like the
So
fact
frustrating.
he even said that to her,
Is infuriating.
right? Because he's downplaying what he just did
Exactly.
so much. Like her not taking him back after all of this is like worse than what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's so aggravating, because it's no, Juliet, what you're doing is right. Fighting a little is right. Also, something I want to point out. So apparently they're back together. Did you guys notice how when he said, so are we back together, it was the same sound bite, or what sounded like the same sound bite of when they fought last episode, when they said, so are we back together? Because whenever they said, so are we back together, blah, 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 there was two lines that they said. They looked at the opposite character.
Yeah.
So
you didn't see his mouth
We
moving.
didn't see their mouths moving. So that confuses me, because it sounded like the same sound bites from last episode when they got back together. So I don't fully trust that that's exactly what happened,
And they
or
had-
exactly what went
yeah.
down.
They had Juliet saying, I miss you,
Yeah.
without it being on her.
Exactly.
Right. I
And-
thought that, and
she
it sounded different from when she was originally talking.
Exactly. And the I miss you, I think, came from earlier in the episode when she was saying it.
Yeah.
Just something I noticed.
Can
Yeah.
I arm you with a word that's important for this?
Yes.
Gaslighting. This is what all men do. This is what not all men. This is what cheaters do. And they manipulate you by psychological means into questioning your own sanity. So they'll continuously deflect
Yeah.
Yes.
and make you feel crazy. So this is when women are considering if they're crazy or not. Remember, like, this is a known thing. They're gaslighting you.
Yeah, Steph, you
Thank
are
you very
amazing.
much for
That's
that.
Steph
Yes,
Sabra,
thank
everybody.
you.
She is very knowledgeable, and that gaslighting term is exactly what
Exactly.
every single man in the show has been doing.
Yep.
Yep.
We do not like them.
You
And we're
bunch of
not okay with that.
gaslighters.
But
God.
on an entirely separate note, we love you guys so much. We're so appreciative of you tuning in every week, listening to us gab about our favorite TV shows. So, Katie, can you take it away?
Oh, yes. So, guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. for us to continue to grow, but we could use your help. Okay, guys? So if you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you guys supporting us in what we do. So don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying all of our shows.
Yes, thank you guys so much. And if you're listening on the podcast, we love you guys, and we hope you're having a great day, maybe on your way to work or whatever it may be. Speaking of, let's transitioning to another gaslighter. Thanks, Steph, for lightening us on that term. Ben and Brandon, both of them are just in their own right a little just whatever, cheater, whatever they may be. But let's just break down Brandon and Madison. They both know their significant others are jealous, but they continue to meet up together.
And hang out and just both be like, I just don't understand.
And be flirty. I mean, the whole time they were on that island, they were together. Did you guys notice that in the background?
Yeah, and Ben wasn't there. And then when Madison went over to watch the music video, you know, Brandon uses that opportunity to tell her how bad he feels and how much he regrets cheating on her.
Yeah.
Which also, okay, this is my question about Brandon. So clearly Camila is jealous, which rightfully so, because she knows his track record and things. But why does Brandon, I mean, unless he really loves her, I feel like, one, he should do a better job of making her feel secure. Because clearly she doesn't feel secure right now.
No.
So do a better job of that, or just don't have a girlfriend at all.
1,000%.
I don't think he,
I feel he's not in the headspace to have a girlfriend right now.
No, he doesn't need one. And I think it's even unfair to call her jealous.
Yes, it is.
She's just looking out for the relationship that she's in. She's being completely level-headed with every situation.
And I think, Kaylee, that's a great point that you brought up, is that I don't think it's fair that they're calling her jealous. Any rightful girl in their mind would be like, why do you keep leaving pieces of the story out before you tell me it?
Right. And it's always involving women. So that's not a good look. I mean, if him and Alana really are just friends, why didn't he tell her that they were making that music together that one day? Why didn't he tell her that she's coming on tour because they have a song together now? It's just like, okay, you know, if you would have told me this in the beginning, she would have understood better, would have trusted you more.
Yeah, it would have been so not a big deal if he just communicated things. That's all he needs to do. Communicate, people.
Every freaking after show, communication.
Guys, us girls need to know what's going on all the time. We need you to tell us.
Well, I don't even feel like it's like, he just doesn't even, it's like you can't be that oblivious to know that you can't tell your girlfriend that. Like if I found out roundabout that my boyfriend was hanging out with a girl and not telling me, I'd be like, well, you get that pit in your stomach where you're like, well, this is weird. Why are you leaving pieces of the story out? Like that's not okay.
Right.
Brandon needs to figure it out. I don't think him and Camila should be together. Like, I think for both of the better good of the both of them. Like, she doesn't deserve someone that's not going to constantly be there for her and constantly show her that she's worth something.
I mean, why is she still with Brandon?
I know. It seems like she's fighting so hard and trying so hard to show up to everything and, like, keep a watchful eye on him. And he just goes about his business without caring whatsoever what
about
she thinks.
her. Yeah.
She's trying way too hard in this relationship, and it needs to end.
All of these girls, like, they deserve so much. And the thing is, though, unfortunately, when you're in a relationship like that, you don't realize that you deserve better.
Yeah.
And it sucks because then when you finally meet someone that treats you the way you deserve to be treated, it is like nothing you've ever understood. It just clicks and you're like, whoa, why did I settle for less? It is crazy. But unfortunately, there are still guys that are just trying to be in relationships and not being honest. And Ben and this whole Tawny situation is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God.
From our end of the story with Tawny and Canvas, it is that Ben is reaching out to her. Ben is flipping the script and saying that Tawny is reaching out to him. Who is the liar?
I mean, Tawny does seem very, very thirsty for Ben, and she does seem very aggressive and does not really care at all that he's with Madison. Obviously, they did exchange numbers, but it kind of seems, I don't know. It seems like Tawny might be reaching out, but also he's playing along 100%.
This is my thing. As in, Jessica Day says a new girl, shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it
why,
down.
why do you continue to
Yeah.
let this, like, be like, that's really nice and flattering, but no thanks. Also,
Yeah.
They have text messages though. Like that's incriminating, and like Tawny took pictures of it. Canvas has pictures. So by him telling Madison that she came after him, he better not have any text messages where he's coming after her. But from Tawny's side, she's saying he's coming after her.
but also, like, I'm sorry, but if you have someone that you're with, that you're visiting from out of town,
Yeah.
why are you getting other girls' numbers?
Looking at houses.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you getting girls' numbers at a birthday party? And do not feed me that BS about you just wanting to be friends with my friends, because that's not even my friend.
Yeah, I
And
don't
you
know
know that.
her, and you're not trying to meet people. You're not trying to meet girls while you're here visiting me.
Also, he left a huge lie out of the story. When they talked at BG's party, they knew each other. She mentioned something about like last summer or something.
Yeah.
So he's lying to Madison 100% because they have a past, and you didn't just get her number that night. Unless I'm totally missing something, but I'm pretty sure they knew each other before that night at BG's.
And also that night, he completely downplayed the relationship. I know he wasn't officially with Madison, but he was saying like, "Yeah, I am visiting her, but like we're not
together.
together."
You're visiting her from out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't deal with these guys messing up, and like this is what they all use as an excuse. Oh, well I was upset because Madison was going on the music video, and then I was upset because Juliet got got drunk and
Yeah.
got mad at me. It's like they're
Yeah.
using one thing to be able to throw in these girls' faces and then be like, oh, well, it's basically your fault. No. No, I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah.
buying it.
Allie's not having it today.
I am not having any of this.
I know. I agree.
All it takes is a little communication
Yeah.
to say what they talked about when Ben got like Madison, the picnic, whatever. And basically they talked about it. They communicated.
Barely.
Barely communicated, but they did a little bit of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just really, it just aggravates me because it's like, if you don't want to be with someone, then don't be with them. Don't cheat on them. Don't go behind their back. Don't make them feel like an idiot. It's just really upsetting. And it's just sad because it's like,
1 week into their relationship,
Yeah.
like officially,
Yeah, they're
too,
already
by the
on
way.
the rocks, and Ben's already reaching out to another girl for some attention. And I love how on his picnic with Madison, he so downplays it, and he's like, Tawny has nothing on you. Like, she was forgettable. And then Madison, like, chuckles, and then he laughs, and it's all over. It's just,
Right.
it was so downplayed on his part, and he flipped the script, like you said,
Again.
once again.
once again, yeah. And guys, I know it's my favorite line that you guys like me saying, but we don't know these people. We don't know what actually goes on, and we don't know how it's manipulated by production. But I will say, from what we see, it's very aggravating, and I don't trust these
As a fan of
guys.
Siesta Key.
Yeah, as a huge fan, clearly I'm very passionate about
Right.
this. So some quick little things to talk about before we get into some fun Instagram stalking and social media
Yes.
dramas. Basically, yeah, Tawny, I just, I think that she is stirring the pot a little bit, and her Canvas kind of talk about how she does like to do that, and they kind of know that, and I think Canvas knows that. And I think she felt guilty, and that's why she told Chloe. Like, I think she felt guilty knowing this information from Tawny, and she knew that Chloe was going to tell the group. So she was like, I'm
Definitely.
going to slip you a little something. You do what you want with it. And she knew it was going to get back to them.
And she had the receipts right there, ready for Chloe. She's like, I got the messages. Take a look.
And also, Chloe needs to, if she's going to do like her snooping and stalking and her whole thing, she should be there in person at that bar rather than try to text people like, let me know what's happening, because you can't trust anyone in Siesta Key.
Yeah.
But Chloe is right. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if Chloe knows something, you should double check that.
Yeah, because more than like she's usually always right.
Yeah. I have to ask you guys a question. Do you guys get mad when Chloe starts this, or are you actually kind of appreciative of her telling people the truth?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I am sort of like Chloe, like not to her aggressiveness and outspokenness, but I do feel like it is when you're being cheated on or you have friends like cheating on each other in relationships and stuff, it is between them. But I feel like if they're hiding it from them, then I feel like it's okay to intervene, especially when you're looking out for your friend.
Yeah, there's part of her that's looking out for friends, And then there's a part of her that's stirring the pot of drama.
Right.
So I agree
True.
with the looking out.
She does have a hand in both. You're right.
Yeah.
And so with the whole Carrot and Gara whoa, I just said Carrot and Gara. Oh man.
Well, they
It's
did
like-
call him Carrot.
Yeah,
That's
Carrot.
their couple name.
Let's just go ahead and say
Say
Carrot.
Carrot.
So
Carrot.
Carrot, obviously, in Kara's defense, if you're with a boyfriend, like clearly, like if you have a good relationship, which they somewhat do right now in this moment of the show, yeah, it is like, I mean, my boyfriend knows like I'd be like, oh my gosh, could you imagine this? But I don't think,
Yeah.
I really don't think Kara expected Garrett to go over and be like, dude, like,
Oh, yeah.
like I think it was kind of like the only time I feel a little bit on Kara's side. I think she wasn't trying to stir stuff. She was just like, he was there, it happened, and
I mean, she could have also stopped it, though. She'd be like, hey, like, just please
Yeah.
don't say anything. Like,
yeah,
let's just
but-
leave it be.
yeah.
Yeah, that caused a lot.
But I think also they didn't think that Chloe knew. Like, they didn't know Chloe knew something because they both kind of, when Chloe was like, dude, I've been hearing this stuff, they were kind of like,
Yeah.
uh.
She's just like sleuthing or
Yeah.
like looking for
And
something.
then they kind of stopped, and then they're like, okay, but it's none of your business. So I think they kind of realized at that point that it wasn't fully, being dramatic, but I don't know. Still weird situations.
I don't know. I mean, they still told Chloe like not to bother their relationship, but if I was in Chloe's position and I knew what she knew, and that was my best friend,
I would feel so guilty. No,
I would have
I'd
to
be
tell
up and down
her.
like, I don't know what to do. I need to tell her. This is
Yeah.
so scary.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, fun stuff, guys. I think we kind of covered it all. Obviously, Polly just saying weird stuff as always.
Oh my god, Polly eating that popcorn was hysterical.
That actually was my favorite Polly
That was the
moment.
best part.
Except I found it like hysterical. LOL. He said, we should stand up Juliet and Alex's business for once. And it's like, well, you're one to talk.
Yeah, excuse me.
You're always the one butting in.
Wait. Can we talk about how Kara was happy about Kelsey like taking digs at Garrett at the beach?
Yeah.
A little bit. She brought it up to him like, oh, Kelsey keeps like taking digs at you. Do you notice that? And
Yeah,
he's
there's
just
some
like,
tweets about that we'll talk about, but yeah, Kelsey does not like Kara, and she does not
Oh.
trust her relationship with Garrett.
Interesting. And she's clearly not quiet about it either.
No.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. I am excited to talk about this crazy Instagram, Twitter, all the good stuff. Let's take it away.
Let's do it. Okay, Katie, you start and tell us
Okay,
what you found on
so-
Instagram.
Big news. Juliet's not following Alex on Instagram. Neither is Chloe, and also Juliet scrubbed Alex on her Instagram page, so there's no pictures of them together anymore. And Alex's last picture of him and Juliet is actually from May 2018.
Which is when they were technically on their date with their parents' introduction, correct?
Exactly.
Right. But also at the start of the season, they were posting photos together. Like when we
So
first
they've
started watching.
deleted them since.
Yeah.
I did notice that too, because I think when they were like all doing promos and stuff in New York and stuff, she was posting.
Yeah. It seemed like they were together.
This is a fresh
It's a fresh
thing.
perspective. And Juliet was tweeting tonight about the dinner. She goes, LOL, when the producers made me do this scene with Alex, the day it happened, I was like 5 rosés deep.
Oh.
And she did confirm, Alex and I aren't together, so no more pity. Please, thank you. I'm over it.
Yay!
Girl, claps for
Congrats!
Juliet.
Juliet, you deserve the world, and you are a princess, and you're gonna get that Prince Charming one day.
You'll find your clarity with the guy that's meant to be with you.
Yes.
Chloe about Alex says, anyone else think it's super controlling when Alex is like, I know you better than anyone. Like, I'm actually kind of freaked out by how much he tries to control her. And then about Kelsey, about Garrett and Kara, she said, I said Juliet was using Garrett to get to Alex, and I was right about last season when they were dating. And she continues on saying, now Kara's doing the same thing. Mark my words, people.
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, everybody's got their, their, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. Anyways, but everybody knows their
All right,
inclinations. You've got those inclinations
yeah.
of whether or not someone's in
Right.
something
Your-
for the
your
right
gut,
reasons.
Yeah, your
gut
stomach.
instincts.
Something's going off.
Something's definitely going off.
That's all I have.
Oh, guys, that was so juicy.
Yeah.
I love it. Gotta love a little Instagram stalking and some good tweets to hold us over until next week.
Absolutely.
But until then, let's get into some quick predictions. Yeah. I can't even.
There's so many.
That
So many
preview
things.
for next week has me on the edge of my seat because I don't even know what can happen go up from here. We're only in episode 7.
So much has
I'm
happened.
excited. I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait for Juliet to bring in like a new guy to the series. That
Yes.
will be the
and
day.
like an amazing angel of a man. That would just kill
he's gonna
Alex.
be like, he's gonna have like rock hard abs.
And he would be the sweetest person.
Oh,
Anyway,
I see it.
On that note, my prediction for next week is Kara is gonna pull a Kelsey, go over to Alex's, and cheat on Garrett.
Yes.
With Alex.
Oh, poor
This like breaks my heart. I feel like a little tear like coming
know.
up. Like
Poor
no!
Garrett.
Poor Garrett.
I think everyone's just gonna break up. I think
One fell swoop.
Nobody's
yeah,
safe.
I think all the relationships, I think everyone's just kind of, they're all teetering, and I think they're all just ready to go.
I agree. Isn't
dig
that
that.
something they say? Like nobody's safe in Siesta Key, or no
Right?
relationship is safe in Siesta Key.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth. Man, things are about to pop off in that. I feel like I can't even predict only because that preview gave us so much juicy
So much.
drama
Yeah.
that's about to happen. But yeah, I think everybody's definitely going to break up. And I think we're finally going to see Juliet coming on the up and up and realizing that she can do things without Alex. She doesn't need any of what he gives to her. And I think what's kind of sad is that he legitimately has manipulated her, making her think that he does all these things for her. Like, you know, when he always is throwing the money stuff in her face, it's just not cool.
Oh, that's so not cool.
And so I'm hoping that finally she steps away once and for all. I can't say it might happen next episode, but I think by the end of the season we will definitely see that. And yeah, honestly, I have no idea what could happen from here because it's all crazy and it changes from day to day.
This is
we
a
said.
great show.
It is so good. I want to be like,
good.
if you're not watching, but clearly
one
if you're
say-
listening to our show, you're
You're
watching.
watching.
And we love you guys. But until next week, Kaylee, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kaylee Stump, and check out my podcast, Sex and Studio City.
Katie Wolski.
And guys, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at KatieWalski_.
And hey guys, Allie Nasta here. Find me on Instagram at AllieGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.